There, guys. So today we have another review, and this is a beer from Maine Beer Company, a beer that I've actually previously reviewed twice, and I actually like it more than Maine Beer Lunch, which is probably a more popular beer. But this is Maine Beer's Another One IPA. It is brewed with Citra, Warrior, Cascade, and Simcoe. So 7% beer. I've previously reviewed it because I am a big fan of this beer. I generally, if I'm able to find it fresh, always curious about this beer. And this one is super duper fresh. This was bottled 7 days ago, so extremely fresh. Let's dig in this one. Always cool to reevaluate beers, see how they do. And yeah, cool. Let's dig in. So the beer comes in a slightly hazy golden color. Not really much orange going on, just a nice golden, a little bit of orange, but yeah, nice golden color. So yeah, let's get the aroma on this. Wow. Very underwhelming. I was expecting a lot more generally from this beer, especially with the Citra. I get a lot more kind of peachiness and tropical flavors. This one does not have it. This one, by the way, has been warmed up pretty well. So even though I'm like trying to warm it up, it's not revealing itself very well. Dank, resin, a little bit of a white bready malt, a little bit of citrus peel. They're mostly like a dank bomb, which is, interesting. I actually started rewatching one of my reviews recently for another one, and I was getting peachiness and all this cool stuff. None of that in here. And again, as it's warmed up, it really should reveal itself, and has not done that. So hopefully it is different on the flavor. But cheers. Yeah, that's an off batch. Something's up with this beer. I don't know. I'm trying to decide right now whether this is like a spoiled batch, or maybe that it's just not a good batch. It's somewhere in between that. Up front has really good qualities. Really good qualities up front. Not like extremely amazing, but very good. Grassiness, citrus zest, a little bit of lemon zest, almost like a lemon rind, grapefruit kind of flavor, a little bit of white crackery malt. Then the beer tries to turn on you, which is weird. I remember this beer being a little bit like dank and resinous from the Citra. Citra sometimes does that on the finish. You get this kind of like dank and like grassy note, but this one pushes it real hard. And it's a bitter beer too. For Maine Beer Company, known for an extremely solid lineup. Their hoppy beers are generally, really clean and just clean beers. This one has a reasonable kind of like medium to medium plus bitterness and lingering aftertaste on it. Little touch of juiciness, leaning almost there. But then it leans onto like green, resinous, big, like pulling at your tongue, scraping your tongue kind of dankness. Yeah, and it's bitter. It is a light body though, which I like. It has decent notes up front, or very good notes to very good notes up front. That finish is intense. Yeah, this does not taste like the Another One that I know. I'll try to look back at my other reviews and try to compare notes to that after I finish this review. Sitting in front of me right now, this beer. Good traits, but I'm going to give this like a 90. Yeah, let's give it a 90. I think, yeah, 90's. I think a 90 is fine. 90 is a good rating. By the way, I previously have given this beer 97s twice. So somehow this beer has dropped a bunch. I don't know what the deal is. I started drinking more. Maybe 90 is a little bit rough. I was just expecting so much more from this beer. I really do like this beer from my previous experiences. 92. Sure, I'll be generous. 92. Yeah, something's up with this beer. Very weak aroma. Not as juicy up front. Definitely missing out on the citron tropical flavors. On that back end, it is bitter. It is dank, and I think that's something that the beer might have previously had, but somehow it's not reinforcing the other flavors to sort of balance it. And now you have this imbalanced beer with just really like intense kind of flavors without. Again, there's not really much sweetness to balance out that kind of intense dankness and this like bitterness. You sort of have like a really light, crisp malt bill, but then you have this intensity behind it and the bittering, and you're really not getting more balance. Strangely enough, you will never hear me say this, in other beers, that I really wish there was a little bit more malt and sweetness. This beer could sort of use that to sort of balance this aftertaste, and now I'm just scraping my tongue because it is lingering and it is rough. So until next time, guys, cheers. Beware if you find the September 8th batch of another one a week fresh and just not really quite there for me. Until next time, guys, cheers. Later.